When the glass doors of the maintenance room open, a heavy silence invades the room, as if a feather were falling into a church. All eyes are focused on the entrance. The whispers stop. The eyes widen. A young woman appears, soaked and covered in mud. Elise, 23 years old, stands there dripping. His white shirt sticks to his skin, soaked in rain. Her black skirt is stained with mud. Her flat shoes make a spongy noise at every step. Her brown hair, usually tied in a neat bun, hangs in wet locks around her face. A few people are whispering. Others speak louder. "She's lost," someone says with a sneer. "She comes for an interview like that," says another, laughing half. The members of the jury, sitting at a long glass table, exchange embarrassed glances. A woman in an impeccable gray suit leans towards her microphone and speaks in a dry tone. "Miss Elise Dubois." Elise nods her head, holding a plastic backrest tightly between her trembling hands. His voice, however, is clear. "Yes, it's me." She advances towards the only free chair in the middle of impeccable candidates. They wear well-cut suits, have brilliant CVS, perfect smiles, as if they were coming out of a magazine. By the way, some move away, as if the mud could dirty them. At the end of the table, a man in a navy blue suit observes, his face impassive. His hair is impeccable, his back straight. His badge indicates Adrien Lefebvre, CEO. Elise sits down, placing her wet backrest on her lap. She feels the heavy looks on her, the mud drying on her legs, but she doesn't look down. A long silence follows. The woman with the microphone coughs. "Miss Dubois, your interview was scheduled for 9 a.m. "It's 9:27 a.m. "I know," answers Elise. Another silence, more tense, is installed. It's Adrien, the CEO, who breaks it. His voice is calm, without haste. "Do you want to explain why you are late, and why you seem to arrive straight from a construction site?" There is no mockery or humor in his question, just curiosity. Elise gets up slowly. Her knees hurt because of a fall. She is still shaking with cold, but her voice remains firm. "I know I don't look like a perfect candidate," she says, looking each person in the eyes. "But I think coming is more important than being impeccable." She pauses. "This morning, I left home at 5:30 a.m. I had prepared everything, my outfit ironed, my CV printed at the library because I don't have a printer. Everything was ready. But on the way, I saw an old man slip and fall into a flooded street. No one stopped. Me? Yes. I helped him get up. I gave him my umbrella. I made sure he was okay. I missed my bus, so I ran. I fell. But I continued." The room is silent. Elise continues. "I knew what I would look like when I entered here. But I also knew that if I turned around, I would lose a chance for which I worked for years." She opens her file, revealing an intact, dry, perfectly aligned CV. "I have protected what matters here, my work." Adrien observes him without changing his expression, but a glimmer passes in his eyes. No one speaks. Elise sits down, and the atmosphere in the room changes. Mockery is erased, replaced by respect. Adrien takes his CV, nods his head once and turns the page. The interview continues, but something has changed, for Elise and for the room. 4 hours earlier, Elise's alarm goes off at 5 a.m. in her small London studio. She goes out in the morning rain. London shines, gray and humid. She's early. A small smile appears on his face. Passing near a bridge, she sees an old man, soaked, collapsed on the sidewalk. His shopping bag has torn. Oranges are rolling in the water. He holds his ribs. He slipped. No one stops. Elise looks at her watch, 6:14 a.m. The bus passes at 6:20 a.m., 2 streets away. She sighs, closes her umbrella and runs towards him. "Sir, you're fine." "You are hurt?" she asks softly, kneeling. He coughs, grimacing. "My hip, I slipped." Elise quickly picks up the oranges, puts them in her bag. She takes off her coat, puts it on the gentleman's shoulders, and helps him sit against a wall. A nearby cafe has just opened. She knocks on the window, explains the situation, gets a warm towel and a chair. 10 minutes later, the gentleman is safe, drinking tea. Elise gives him his umbrella, notes his number so that he can call him if necessary. It's 6:27 a.m. The bus has left. "Thank you," said the gentleman, the trembling voice. People pass by without looking. Elise smiles, although her heart beats fast. "Take care of yourself," she replies. Her skirt and shirt are stained, her knees scratched, her hands sting. She's late, but she doesn't want to give up. The other candidates leave the room. Some congratulate themselves in a low voice, others call their loved ones. Elise remains seated, still wet, her backrest on the table as proof of her chaotic morning. The jury members pick up their notes, some looking at it politely, others with pity. Adrian, on the other hand, says nothing. He flips through the CVS, stopping on his for a little longer. "Elise Dubois," he said calmly. "For a moment, please." A silence falls. The others come out, whispering to each other. Elise gets up, her skirt still stiff with mud, and follows Adrian into a small glass office. The place is simple: leather chairs, a photo of the Eiffel Tower on the wall, a view of London behind the desk. Adrian does not sit down and does not invite him to sit down. He holds his CV, his eyes piercing. "I have read your project," he says. "Your campaign for organizations is impressive. Your ideas are clear. Your image is touching. You have talent." Elise feels a glimmer of hope. Then he adds, "But you were late." She blinks. "Yes, sir." He raises a hand, stopping it. "Here. Punctuality is not negotiable. We value time, efficiency, control. You had a chance to show your seriousness, and you arrived late and soaked. No matter your intentions, it has consequences." Elise breathes slowly, her chest tight. "I didn't choose to be late," she says, her voice. "I helped an elderly man who had fallen. I couldn't ignore it." Adrian remains impassive. "It's not a charity. It's a company. Does helping someone make your delay less serious?" Elise answers, firmer. "And if helping others was a strength, not a weakness. Is this the culture you want here?" Adrian's eyes narrow slightly. "It's a company," he says slowly. "We operate with results, not excuses." Elise holds her gaze. If companies put more heart into it, they would have better results. A heavy silence settles. Adrian observes him, not with anger, but with curiosity. "You are not like the others," he finally said. "Because I arrived covered in mud?" she asks. "No. Because you dared to answer." He puts his CV on the desk. "I haven't made my decision yet," he says, "but if you want to stay, you will have to learn to balance heart and discipline. Show me that you can succeed." Elise purses her lips. "I can succeed, but not by abandoning my values." A corner of Adrian's mouth trembles, almost a smile. "So, we'll see if you're as capable as you are brave," he says. He moves away, pointing to the door. "Thank you for your time." Elise goes out, her shoes leaving slight marks on the shiny floor. Adrian remains motionless, looking at the chair where she had sat, still wet. He doesn't know if she has her place, but he knows he won't forget her. 3 days later, Elise received an email. She reads it twice, breathless. Position: marketing intern. Beginning: immediate. Campaign Team C. Approved by Adrien Lefebvre, CEO. No explanations, just a hiring message. She is stunned. The man who criticized her for her delay chose her. Tasks arrive by short emails. He wants her to prove herself. Elise applies. She rewrites texts, refines presentations late at night, even helps other trainees discreetly. Then comes an important meeting. Team C presents a project for the holidays. Claire shows smooth slides, slogans already seen. Elise, sitting at the end of the table, barely invited, remains silent. Then Adrian enters, sits down without a word, his tablet in hand. The speech continues, bland and predictable. Elise raises her hand. "May I propose an idea?" Claire, hesitant, nods. Elise gets up. "We propose something familiar, not touching." Leaving the room, Elise smells the looks. She doesn't expect thanks, but in passing she sees Adrian, still sitting. A slight smile, barely visible, passes over his face. No approval, no fun, but recognition. Emotions don't guarantee profits, he says. Some think she goes too far, but Adrian never silences her. She begins to see the man behind the CEO. The one who stays late, rereads each email, stops in front of the company's donation wall. He has a story hidden behind his perfect image. One evening, Elise works alone, finalizing a project. It's 10:30 p.m. She sneezes because of the cold. Exhausted, she closes her computer and sees a cup of lemon tea on her desk. No word, just tea. The next day, when crossing Adrian near the elevator, he whispers, "I hope you are better." She smiles, surprised. Another evening, on the balcony of the break room, Elise watches London sparkle. They remain silent, the wind playing with Elise's hair. One Tuesday, a storm breaks out. A viral post criticizes the company for poor customer service. Hashtags are multiplying, accusations too. The company's reputation is falling. In the conference room, Adrian, jaw clenched, listens to the board of directors talking about mismanagement and asking for his temporary resignation. Behind the doors, the marketing team panics, looking for excuses. Elise, once a guest, is now forgotten by emails. Some say she influences Adrian too much. One night, alone with a cold coffee, Elise writes, not an excuse, but a plan. She explains how the company has moved away from its values, how to reconnect with customers through transparency. She prints her text without a name and leaves it on Adrian's desk. The next day, he read it twice. He recognizes his style. The official press release, signed by the company, follows its ideas, sincere, human. In 48 hours, the crisis subsides. The customers stay. The criticism softens. But Elise doesn't hear anything from him. Whispers isolation. It's too much. She leaves her access card and is about to leave. He adds, "They wanted an apology. You gave us a soul." Elise remains still. "Stay," he said. "Not because you owe anything, but because we need people like you." She takes the text, her fingers rubbing hers. For the first time since the crisis, she feels stable. The whispers get worse. Elise is excluded from meetings, ignored. We talk about her and Adrian, about unfounded rumors. His work is minimized, his ideas taken up by others. She is no longer the intern who saved the crisis, but a rumor. Adrian sees him. He hesitates to intervene, thinking that his silence will protect her. He is wrong. One rainy morning, Elise enters her office. "I asked for a transfer," she said. "Where?" he asks, surprised. "At the Lion branch, in campaign strategy." He looks at her. "You are fleeing." "No, I'm moving forward," she corrects. He gets up. "Is that what you want?" She hesitates. "That's what I need. I came for a job, but I learned who I am." He nods his head. "If you leave, whether it's for your dreams, not because of others." Elise Dubois arrived in the worst conditions and exceeded all expectations. "We let the rumors stifle the truth." He looks at Elise. "I apologize, not for what we said, but because I didn't do enough to stop him. Elise deserves better. From me. From all of us." The crowd applauds, first timidly, then like a wave. Elise, moved, feels the tears rise. Later, near the elevators, Adrian hands him an envelope. Inside, a note. "If you doubt who you are, remember the one I saw when no one was looking." She smiles, for the first time in a long time. A year later, the company seems more warm. Adrian listens more, smiles more. Elise returns, not as an intern, but as communications director for a charitable foundation. At an event in London, their eyes meet. They talk like long-separated friends. Their bond becomes inevitable, without drama, natural. In the spring, Adrian invites him to the terrace where they had once argued. Under soft lights, he told her, "You changed me, Elise. You taught me what it means to lead with the heart." He takes out a box, revealing a simple ring. "Do you want to enter every room by my side, forever?" Elise, moved, nods her head. Yes, always. Their marriage is simple, surrounded by relatives. At the entrance, a photo of Elise, soaked and determined in the hall a year earlier, bears an inscription. The kindness is not erased, it leaves a trace. Under the lanterns, they exchange simple vows. Adrian whispers, "You still think you don't have your place." She smiles. "I think I was made to change what this place means." They move forward together, not as CEO and intern, but as two people who found themselves in the storm, choosing to walk side by side, always.